Okay, I like what I'm seeing. And not just because I was watching this Vancouver Canucks game on my television with the Montreal Canadiens and Nashville Predators game open on my computer, freaking out about the Cole Caulfield overtime and game-tying goals, but because the Vancouver Canucks have gotten back in the dub column in a pretty solid way. Game 1 of the road trip in Vancouver defeats the red-hot Dallas Stars 5-3 in a game where, honestly, the Canucks kind of sucked for the first little bit there, and they were down 2-0. Weren't getting any shots on goal in the first period. And at that point, a lot of Canucks fans, myself included, kind of starting to gray out a little bit. Oh boy, here we go again. It's 2024, 2025 all over again. And they didn't look great. Earlier this morning, everybody was freaking out about the line combinations. Oh hey, you've got Drew O'Connor with Elias Pettersson and Conor Garland on the first line. And you had Evander Kane with Sherwood and Ratu on the third line. And a lot of folks were getting all pissy about the line combos, and I can totally understand why. Discussions going on about Drew O'Connor being placed on that top line, to which I'm going to say, it looks a lot better because the Vancouver Canucks won, and Drew O'Connor did actually get some scoring chances set up by Pettersson. But I think the theory was always going to be there. And the problem with Vancouver was that you didn't really have anybody that was playing like a first-line caliber player on the forward side up to this point. So having Drew O'Connor alongside of Conor Garland, two guys with foot speed, Conor Garland, of course, being able to drive play alongside of Elias Pettersson, it was certainly a choice, and there certainly were going to be some haters on it. But it pays off today. And that's all you could really ask for here. Despite the fact that the Vancouver Canucks were down 2-0 in this hockey game, and they did not look good to open things up, in the second period, that's where they really started to pour it on. And I will say, Vancouver scored 4 goals in the second period. They could have realistically had 6 or 7. There were 2 or 3 really close near goal opportunities that did not end up going across the goal line fully. And Vancouver, despite the fact that they didn't have too many shots on goal in the second period, they were still able to go out there and put together a really good package of shots and high-danger scoring attempts. This seems to be the rush offense, high-flying style that Adam Foote wants this Canucks team to execute on, and we started to see them executing on it a lot more. Let's start things off, though, with the first 2 goals in the first period. You had yourselves Mavrik Bourque trying to center the puck in front for Radek Faksa. But instead of the puck ending up on Faksa's stick, it deflects off of Elias Pettersson's stick and in by Demko. Yeah, what a great way to start out this hockey game. And the Vancouver Canucks are down 1-0. Everybody's freaking out about Elias Pettersson and the fact that he put the puck into his own net. Obviously, that's not what he meant to do. Obviously, that's not what he wants. But when you think about overpaid Vancouver Canucks Swedish forwards scoring goals in their own net to open up a season, yeah, obviously there's not great company there. Cough, cough, Louis. But making it 2-0 towards the end of the first period, it's on the power play. You have Mikko Rantanen burying a beautiful feed from Jason Robertson and Roope Hintz. The Dallas Stars, they did a lot of this in this game where they were passing the puck around, opening up opportunities, but then when they get that perfect shot towards the goal, you think it's going to be a scoring chance. Instead of actually shooting it, they make one more tiny little pass that sets everything off, and it opens up an even better opportunity. They did that a lot in this game. Their power play movement is incredible. Mikko Rantanen makes it 2-0 for Dallas in the first period. But in the second, this is where we start to see Vancouver getting more chances, like Elias Pettersson setting up Drew O'Connor in front, trying to put the puck in, but you have Casey DeSmith Dallas Stars goalie, who ends up coming right back and barely pulling the puck back over the goal line, out of harm's way. Elias Pettersson dives, trying to get it back in too, but it does not go, and Miro Heiskanen ends up clearing it. Or you've got Conor Garland, who tries his best to come in on DeSmith with a fake wraparound before reversing and putting it back into the crease, trying to bank it in off the goalie and in. That was a super high danger chance goal as well that did not go through. And at this point, Elias Pettersson's looking pretty good. He's actually making some plays that are leading to chances. Obviously, you want to see chances go in, not just be chances. But you gotta wait a little bit, as Vancouver inevitably gets things going on their own end, thanks to Evander Kane, who, on tired legs in his own zone, ends up flipping a long dump-out pass onto the stick of Filip Chytil, who comes in on a breakaway by Thomas Harley. He dekes to the forehand, and he easily beats Casey DeSmith, cutting the lead in half on Vancouver's 7th shot of the game. It is 2-1 Dallas. Give it a few minutes later, and you have yourselves Vancouver on the man advantage. It's Elias Pettersson who has the puck on the right half boards, and he drags it. He holds it. He draws 2 Dallas Stars players with him into the corner before playing it back up to Quinn Hughes, who walks right in with a shot, and it's Brock Boeser who tips it up and by Casey DeSmith. What a beautiful setup by Elias Pettersson. Not flashy, not dangly, not super exciting, but he draws 2 of the 4 Dallas guys on the ice to him, which opens up the lane for Quinn. It's a really magnificent play, and it works effectively here as Vancouver ends up scoring. The little things that Elias Pettersson can do sometimes, they're a lot more effective than we might anticipate. 2-2 hockey game at the halfway mark of the game in general. Then you have yourselves the 4th line. It's Tyler Myers who banks a puck off the right side, boards up over into Max Sasson's possession, who's streaking in to the offensive zone. Sasson then comes in on a breakaway himself, and he beats Casey DeSmith with a nice little shot there, far side. And it's a 3-2 hockey game. Just 2 minutes later, Vancouver scored 3 goals in the span of about 3 minutes and 26 seconds here. Really nice to see an explosion of offense just come alive out of this hockey team. And then 8 minutes later, Conor Garland ends up getting on the board too. This guy was buzzing all night. He was going and just really making things happen out there. He hustled, he was working hard on the boards, and he ends up intercepting a centering pass by the Stars in their own zone and deking around the defender before deking out Casey DeSmith too on the backhand. Really nice, beautiful isolation play by Garland to give Vancouver a 4-2 lead. Dallas then got themselves some mojo in the 3rd period. They had a bunch of shots, they had a bunch of attempts, but Thatcher Demko stood tall. He was very good today, that Thatcher Demko. However, he does get beat by Wyatt Johnston with 2 minutes to go on the power play. Tyler Seguin and Jason Robertson get the assists as Wyatt Johnston cuts the lead down to 1. He's got a 4-game goal streak, which is obviously magnificent for him to start out the season. It's Tyler Seguin with a really beautiful deke to the backhand and a cross crease onto Johnston's stick. Really nice textbook play. Nothing you can do about that if you're Demko. And that goal, by the way, Stars were on the empty net, so it was 6-on-4. Dallas kept the net empty for the next few minutes as Quinn Hughes ends up burying it into the empty cage. It was kind of a weird one, too. The Dallas Stars didn't have possession. The Canucks did in their own zone, and that's when they decide to pull Casey DeSmith, which Quinn Hughes sees, and he's like, okay, well, the goalie's leaving. I'm just going to fire it in. He had the puck at that moment, and he just had a long-range snipe all the way to the other side of the rink. That's Quinn's first goal on the season, assisted by Garland and Hronek, and Vancouver takes this one 5-3. Elias Pettersson, that was a solid game. And that does fit with what we had talked about yesterday, about how Petey actually has had some really good underlying numbers. As long as those numbers start to convert into points like we had seen today, I think Vancouver fans will be a lot more calm heading into the next few weeks here. But It's one game of the road trip. Vancouver wins 5-3. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button. If you did not, the dislike button's down there for you too. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below about Vancouver defeating Dallas 5-3. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.